So, NASCAR manager. Unfortunately, we couldn't get a video out yesterday due to celebrating some late birthday of mine. Yes, now into my 30s. But I can report back from the weekend. We had 10 races to do yesterday. And after 10 races, we scored 747 points. Now, you can get 75 points a race. So, you work the maths. You know that I only dropped 3 points altogether in the Florida Sunshine final round. Now, that is our first ever GP on the NASCAR Manager Series. So, bit of fun, and we are finding the fun and the difficulty at the moment. I mean, the AI block you when you try and pass. Your cars do not move lines. We can't influence it. We get the attack and we get the slow down, but kind of just feel that the game decides your fate, especially when you start bumping into other cars. But there is, of course, skill still involved. We're only in the junior series in terms of the GP because of our weekly league. So we will take what we get. Don't envision anything amazing on rewards. But a big shout out. Let's take a look through. We have James for our EU Legends Club in P1. Perfect weekend already for James, so fair play. We've got a few more EU Legends in the top 10. We've got Zeus in EU Legends 2. We've got myself in P5. And we also round off with Player 1 in P8. So, very challenging, very competitive first GP event. I would take P5. No big drop of points. That is for sure this week. But let's go find out what we do get, and we'll just talk through a bit more. So you finished P5, and there were 79 people in our junior GP series. I think junior usually ends up facing around series 3 AI. I think it usually goes series 3. You've got like the next one, challenger, let's say series 6. You've got contender series 9. Usually at the top it goes to like your high series. But obviously there's different series potentially involved. So that's how it tends to run. It tends to go up in even stages. So we finish P5. And we're going to check out what rewards we're going to get. Obviously, it's only capped at series. I think it might actually be series 4. So I'm going to go back and check that after, see if it does show us. But we do get that junior top 10 medal overall. So we'll take that and we'll have a look at a few of the FAQs. Now, we get some reputation points for our club. 2,347 points. What do we get? 35k of coins. I mean, that's always going to help on our account, because coins, when it starts getting the big upgrades, it's going to be tough to start spending big. We get some boost, which is going to help as well. Outclaw taking 8. We'll have a look at what that boost is after. We get free commons. So short circuit, we haven't upgraded yet because it's not good enough. We've got dirty air, rear aero for that one, the bumper, and we get rear air. Well, again, we've got it exactly the same. And then we get Jesse Turner, who's been one of our best drivers so far, who's level 3. Needs a couple more, though, to get to the next level. And we get some champion up to 30 out of 50, level 4. And then the epic, well, we'll take that. It's not quite an upgrade yet. It's obviously going to be low numbers, but the epic is turbulent times on the rear aero. And that takes us to 13 out of 20 on that part. So every little helps is the way you've got to look at it, until we go to the next GP event. But we will take where we finish. Junior 1, look, you can see we grinded. We'll take a screenshot. Should have took one previously. We got João Pedro in P10, the old Brighton player. P4 is what we take in the weekly league. So we'll take that standard crate and we get promoted to Junior 2. Now, we can't go into Challenger, Contender or Champion, but let's see how long it takes on the weekly league. So we get some coins in here. We get Al King with another +3. And we get the Inferno, which will take an upgrade into the next level. We don't want to take that offer. No, thank you. And we'll just quickly open this crate before we have a review of where we're at on what is pretty much week 2 of this F1. It's not even F1. It's NASCAR Manager. I keep saying F1 Manager. It's not. It's NASCAR Manager. Get your facts right, Az. Come on. Too many games. Too many games. So, Geoff, or Jeff, depending on what you want to call him. we do get. So let's have a look first of all. When does this weekly league? So this league finishes in 6 days and 20 hours. We are in Junior 2. So that means we're not going to be able to enter another event in terms of Challenger until we get to the next week. So we've got about 2 weeks until we move potentially up to the next one. There's no double promotion zones, nothing like that. So we are going to have to be patient. Let's just check. It's a stop and go event next time round. And let's just see if it can tell us in here. So Junior has Series 4, so it's up to Series 4. I mean, I didn't mean to do that, but there you go. Yep, so Series 4, we can't do that one because we need to be in Challenger. So a couple of weeks, and then it's probably a month or so before we get to Contender. There's no champion in here, interestingly. Just the Junior, Challenger, and Contender at the moment. A lot of coins, a lot of points at that one. We can't preview anything else. It's still the same format, the 4, 7, and 10. And there's just prizes nonetheless. So, let's show you what we've been running first of all from the weekend. Just I want to know down below if you let me know how your progress is and how you think the game is so far. That would be very much appreciated. And just to show you then, we have got Thomas and Turner who we ran. So what we're doing is just running a bit more fuel at the moment, because obviously fuel is critical and it can help you push more and more. Tyres, I don't see a massive difference in the tyre percentages. You're still going to pit on the normal laps. Overtaking is key. So Jay Turner is a great driver to have, and so is Rick Shaw in Series 6 because he's got fuel and overtaking too, but we're a million miles away from that at the moment. So really you want to be prioritising fuel and overtaking as a sort of balance at the moment if you can. That's going to really be able to help you out. And remember, the more you level up, because you're entering Junior potentially still, you're going to be starting near the front, so keep upgrading. The one thing I have found so far is that qualifying positions are all over the place. I don't see the qualifying stat really helping, because actually Jay Turner started ahead of C. Thomas. And now why? It's actually based on the total attributes is what I've found, or attributes if you want to call it, in total. So what I did is I added all of the right-hand stats up for Turner, all of the left-hand stats up for Thomas, and I believe they're quite similar in terms of their numbers. I think they're around 109. I'm not going to add it up now, but that's what I ran through the weekend. What I found was even if I had 28 qualifying, if my total stats matched my other driver, we would start together. Now, if I had a driver that had better qualifying, but all his stats added together was less than Turner, the other guy would start further down the grid. So what I'm going on at the moment, and it might say it in the FAQs, is that basically your higher total statistic of your driver means that they will start higher up on the grid. Car at the moment is pretty limited by what we've got, but it is of course looking like an aero, because you want to be running a lot cleaner. It is looking like the one that's going to be really crucial at the moment, because obviously power, you're going to stay in the slipstream. Yes, you're going to be able to get to your opponent, but can you overtake? And that's the same for grip through the corners, power down the straight, and it's keeping your durability and hoping that you don't get massive hits. But I would prioritise aero at the moment, really, to try and help your car. That is factored by what you unlock as well, remember. Let's just go into the FAQs and just see if it does give us anything more that we can see in terms of its qualifying. So how does qualifying work? It might tell me in here. So your driver's qualifying and car's power and grip determine the score. So obviously that is your car time versus your... So it's just just power and grip and your driver's qualifying to work out what the perfect lap time would be. So when calculating your lap time, we use a two-step process. First, we consider your car's power, grip, and durability stats to determine its base time. Higher the stats, the better the time. Then they factor in the qualifying stat of the driver and convert it into a deduction in seconds. And then also the length of track. So, yeah, based on that detail, I mean, I've found that the higher total stats has worked perfect for me. But it is a case of power, grip, and durability, and your qualifying stat will definitely improve your qualifying. Let's look at race weekend and events and see if we can find out what are the difficulties. And do they tell us what the AI is? It doesn't. It just shows us what the weekly leagues are. And I can't see if it does on that. Just to let you know as well, how our players grouped, it is based on your flag count. So same in F1 Clash, it is exactly the same as that. Basically this top right number in green, see the green season high? If you raise that too high, you will struggle when it comes to GP later in the season. So keep that relatively low, keep unlocking, and you will do fine in GP. But hey, it's been interesting. Let me know what you think down below. We'll see you in the next phase, which will probably be a little qualifying round on Wednesday.